All right, what are we working on tonight? I think it took me so long to get everything set up for this. Hi YouTube, if anyone's over there. I couldn't remember how to link YouTube stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, you can link vertical streams now. Anyway, that's why it's like 15 minutes later than my last second schedule. But I think we're just gonna restock the shops, do a little cleanup from our last build. I might do a little bit more like manicuring around that area. I don't know, we'll see. Let's get into it. Alright, I need to link these scenes, but this is gonna be a little bit awkward. I think I can just change this to boop. Good to go there. And I think if I just click here, good to go there. Alright, we should be up and running. Hopefully everyone can see everything everywhere. If not, I guess I'll never know. I'll have to check this later. Probably should have this over here so I can actually read chat though. That. Why is this still open? That. I'm gonna be using up all that GPU and CPU. Let's turn the music way down. Actually, let's just turn the music off. I don't mind it for the intro, but if I do want to like record this or something, I don't want to have that messing me up. Alright. We can turn Minecraft music on maybe? I don't know. I don't want it to be totally quiet here, right? But everything's all good? Sounds good. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate the feedback. Sometimes it's hard when you're like trying to check your own stream and see if stuff's good, so appreciate knowing that for sure. Alright. We are at our base here. This is the space base for anyone that's new to Forevercraft. This was actually my first season on Forevercraft. I worked in this area and pretty happy with how it turned out, but I haven't done much here in a long time, so we may come back. I've been wanting to build like a Mars rover here. That could be one of the next builds that we do, is building a big like rover climbing the hill over there or something. That could be a fun build. That's the only thing left I had like for ideas for this area, but one thing I wanted to do today is restock the shop. I see Plato's been like blasting through rockets, so I figure why don't we restock those so that he has somewhere to spend all his diamonds, right? And then I think we also sold out on like string and shulkers and a bunch of other stuff, so we got to go around the world and like maybe we should from here. I'm gonna get the gunpowder and then we'll go check the stock for like everything. Oh, I didn't bring any shulkers. We have one empty shulker. Alright, well, better than nothing, I guess. I feel like there should be a mod that's like quick transfer where you just take a shulker and like click on a chest and it just dumps like half that chest into the shulker. Just an idea. Anyone out there is a mod maker? I don't love like gameplay changing mods, but I will take quality of life mods all day. We've got overflow of every mob drop in this place. I think we have string here too. I know we did sell some string. I don't know if we're gonna need all of this, but I'll just grab it while we're here and then we'll dump it back at the base if we don't need it. We may end up having to come back here because we do have a sugarcane farm and some other farms here as well. The world's still loading in. I rebooted like all my Minecraft, so now every time I go to a new area I gotta like reload it in. It's a little annoying, but it is what it is. That actually might be from when we did the upgrade on the server, so maybe it's not actually my fault. I think we have a boat in here, hopefully. I probably should have left at least one inventory slot open, but yeah. I'm not gonna have a boat here. Nice. Oh yeah, we had our chicken boat from last stream. Bring this back to our harbor base, drop off the string, craft up some rockets, and then we'll go to the shops. I went back to my shop last stream, and I feel like I'm not super happy with how it looks. When I originally made the build, it was for Lotus, and I kind of like repurposed it because I was like in a hurry to get a shop up and running. And on Lotus, it was like one of my favorite builds because I like had a tornado ripping through it. I thought, oh, I'll just make it like a normal building without the tornado on Forevercraft. And after I did that, it doesn't hit the same anymore. So now it's kind of a lame build, honestly. I feel like that's kind of loud. I don't know if that's just loud for me or. Let me turn this down a little bit. Here we go. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so like it's a cool tornado build, but I feel like maybe like taking the tornado out of the building just made it kind of a very plain build, which wasn't apparent to me because I'd never seen it that way before. But now that I've like walked up to it a few times, I'm not super happy with the build. So I don't know if we're gonna add some decorations or just get another shop built. All right, bones, arrows, string. We'll just dump this in here. Are these full of string? This one's empty. We probably didn't sell out of string, so I'll just grab like that much probably and bring it. That ought to be good. That's all gunpowder, but do we have sugarcane here? Maybe I should have just grabbed sugarcane. Oh yeah, 25 stacks. Perfect. That. Man, my house is a mess right now. Alright, that's empty. That empty. It's got like one totem in it. This has got a few rockets, but it's essentially empty. What are these? That's the string, that's the sugarcane, and that's all the old build stuff. I do have to clean that up, but that's kind of a boring activity for stream, so I'm not going to bother with that right now. Let's put this gunpowder down. I think, is it 3 stacks of sugarcane is like 1-to-1 for 3 stacks of pig? I can never remember how that works out. Yeah. Just all level 1 rockets, nothing crazy around here. I feel a sneeze coming on, and every time this happens, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have a quick push to mute button for my stream. I don't like ever stick with streaming long enough to like really get everything figured out. What's up, Snoozeby? How you doing? I don't like ever like get consistent enough for streaming to get myself really set up. So like starting the stream took me like 20 minutes today to get like dual streaming set up, and I've been messing around with this new like 3D avatar thing. And oh man, it's just a whole thing. But let's see. Rockets. We'll do one more. We'll do a full shulker for now at least. You love the character? Good, because it took me like 10 hours to make this. It's actually like 1-to-1. Like I have it set up to read my arm movements. I don't have it like fully on right now because it gets a little bit wacky, and if I'm not like looking at it, it can get a little bit weird. But I can straight up like, here's my arms. It's 1-to-1. I can move my head around. The mouth is a little bit off. I feel like the talking, my mouth gets a little too big, but I don't know, it's pretty fun. There's a little bit of clipping, a little bit of that stuff, but I feel like, I don't know. I don't want to run a webcam, so I was trying to find a way that I could like still be interactive without, you know, having my webcam on. So anyway, yeah, that's how we're running it now. Yeah, it took me forever. It's like, so first of all, I knew like I've done Blender before, and I've like tried to make games before, and I've messed around, but like I had never gone through the full process of making a model and like UV unwrapping it and coloring it, and then rigging it with like the armature was a whole new thing I had. Anyway, it was a process. I feel like now, it's one of those things like now I could probably do it a lot faster, but it took me a long time. But I'm pretty happy with how it came out. Still tweaking, obviously, but you know, it works. I'll leave it fully on now too. Why not? Let me know if my hand starts going through my head or something. I feel like the tracking gets a little drifted after a while, and it like doesn't quite track right if it goes for too long, but we're still working the kinks out. See, bones. Shouldn't need bone meal for anything really. Alright, we got our rockets. We got string. Is there something else? I guess we could just bring these, and then if we want to make more rockets there, that's probably more efficient. Let's see. I can't even remember what else we had stocked. Oh, probably shulkers. Oh, we don't actually have... I used to have like shulkers full of shulkers in here, but I guess we've gone through a lot of them. I'll bring all these shells at least to restock. Alright, let's head to the shop and see what else we're going to need before we just start guessing some more. What am I working on today? Just a little bit of cleanup, honestly. I don't really have... We just finished the build. I don't know if you've been around the last couple streams. I didn't make a video on it, but we made a new swamp build in the like post-apocalyptic area. I've got like a big hideout thing we built there. We'll stop by here in a second. I can show you. But we just finished that last stream, so I haven't really started the next project yet. Maybe the next thing we should do is fix all these glass that are broken. We had mobs turned on for a little bit, I think, and like a bunch of gas just like destroyed this area. Can't lose our chicken companion. He's now our new boat buddy, so. I feel like we should name him, but that just means he's definitely gonna fall in lava like immediately. he's survived a few episodes now though. Riding in the back of the boat. See right here. So yeah, we built this new post-apocalyptic like survival base. It's a big tree house. Originally I was gonna do a whole tree that like was a mountainous tree above the whole area. And I'm gotten a little bit better at building trees, but building a tree of this scale that went way up and had huge branches, it just looks so like globby and huge. So I didn't really love how it turned out, so we kind of scaled it back. So now it's just like a broken tree, which is kind of a cop-out, but I wanted to build the build itself, so we still move forward. But yeah, this is the new build. We just finished this last stream. Like a cool little survival treehouse. We were originally going to do a 100 days let's play with this build, and that was going to be an iron farm, and this was like going to be like the final build for it. But then I just thought I got unmotivated to record a 40-hour video. So anyway, we just decided to build it. Oh, there's Slip. He must have been A-okay. Anyway, heading to the shops. Oh, he was on the phone. Ugh. I need to fix this floor. I kind of like the exploded look, but it's annoying to walk out of the portal and immediately fall into a little water hole there. Gotta fix that. It broke like a decent while ago and I just never got back to it. Look, you can see me itching my head. I had to like reposition my webcam, so now I pretty much can't use just a webcam now because it's in a really weird spot. Because I wanted to be able to capture both my arms, but you know when streams like a zoomed out view like that. Drift. I kind of thought Plato would be streaming. He must be going late tonight. I think I saw him launch Apex Legends, so his buddies must be back into the shooters. I gotta figure out stream music. I've gotten my audio separated so that it's just my mic and gameplay, but I don't have a way to separate out like Spotify, so I usually like to have music when I'm streaming just to fill the dead airspace. But I don't want to mess up recordings right now, so just the sweet ambient sounds of Minecraft. The shop. We need to put some more work on the roads too. We started getting there. We've got a lot of this planned out. We don't have much built, but like this strip, I've got like a decent plan in the creative test world. And then there's actually some cool builds that Panda has designed. Like, he has a really cool shop design for this corner. I think he might be waiting for us to build the rest of the strip because it doesn't really like, I don't know, there's just not enough there yet for his shop. But when he does get that build, it's going to be pretty cool. I should probably test something. My Twitch chat broke last time I was streaming. And I probably should make sure that it's not broken. Use this so you don't hear me twice. Okay, good. Is Twitch on? Is chat on? Yeah, okay, it is. Perfect. Alright, that's a good sign, because that means tomorrow or the next time I stream, I should be able to just hit go live. Alright, what do I see? We got shulkers. Those stock back up, not quite full. We probably should just go to the shulker farm and fill these up. Rockets, oh, those are full. That's not full, that's not full. So we should fill... Yeah, I was thinking, do we just put a shulker full of rockets? Because that's what Plato would buy. But he can buy his own shulker. We need one more chest of rockets there, which is going to be, I think we decided now is 6 stacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gunpowder, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then crafting table. BYO shulker, exactly. No freebies here. Or we could raise the price, I guess, but when you sell the shulkers, you really don't want to, you know, ruin your own demand. That does not look like a full chest, so probably gonna make a little bit more. Alright, yeah, one more. Get your own shulker farm, exactly. That was one of the more painful farms to make, I will say that. To be fair, there's easier ways to build a shulker farm, but I decided that I wanted to build mine in the overworld, which meant you had to bring a shulker to the overworld, which, yeah. Moving those guys is a nightmare, as you might imagine. Perfect. Alright. Those are full. Breeze rods, we could do some breeze rod runs too, actually. I kind of got away from doing those, but then again, no one's really been buying them either, so everyone's back to using rockets again. Yeah, I figured the string wasn't that used. I think Plato's going to put a data pack on the server that stops snowfall. Well, like, it'll still snow, but the snow layers won't build up. Which means we'll probably never sell string again. Which is fine, because having built in some snowy areas before, it is the worst to deal with snow. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, realistically, I probably only need like 10 shulkers. And like, you can get a lot of shulkers if you go to the end and actually like farm them. So realistically, you don't need that many, but I never built. It was more so that I wanted to build the farm and make a video, but yeah, they are horrible to deal with. I remember I've always liked the aesthetic of like building like a castle in the snowy biomes, the taiga, but yeah, after like cleaning your roof off and your crops off for the 100th time, you get over it pretty quick. What was over here? Honeycomb? Oh, we actually sold some honeycomb. Nice. We should restock that. Actually, I don't know if the honeycomb is going to be... We haven't AFK'd in that area at all. But we can go check. You need 50 or so? Yeah. I mean, I probably use 100. That's what I'm trying to... Like, I could be more, like, prudent about it, though, and just, like, store stuff in chests. Like, the whole like, build I built there in the post-apocalyptic area, I think was 10 shulkers of materials. So, like... In terms of materials I need to like pick up and move from one place to another, that's probably the max, but what I need to do is I need to hotkey a way to reset. So like, whoa, I've never like gone into that tree before. I need a way to reset like my avatar's position. Like it actually it's not doing too bad right now, so maybe it's not gonna do it anymore, but like I can alt tab, go to the stream or the avatar, and I can hit a button that like resets him to kind of like a normal neutral pose. But I have to like minimize the game and go over there and do it. So it's a whole thing. I feel like there's probably a way I could hotkey that. Did I go by the turn? No. Get your motor running. What were we doing? Empty. Honeycomb. We're going back for honeycomb. Okay. That was the only thing we needed was honeycomb, I'm pretty sure. Don't do that. Can't lose our chicken. I think I've decided that I'm gonna drop streaming to TikTok. Maybe I should do it a few more times, because I still have a few people that tune in every time I stream there, but I don't have a TikTok stream key. So I have to like run TikTok Studio at the same time. So like I have to run a whole extra program every time I stream, and that's just not really ideal. How do I hide E? I hated that little speaker icon keeps popping up. Yeah, we built these honeycomb farms, but we'd never like build here anymore. Yeah, we don't have much. More in this one. Not a lot. Honestly, we probably should keep this for us, because we have to do a whole massive, we're doing the roof of the mega base at the harbor, and it's gonna be huge. Which one am I wanting to drop? you saying for streaming? I was saying I wanted to drop TikTok, if that's what you're saying. Because running that whole other program is like annoying. $102 shulkers for your current build. That's crazy. To be fair, I don't build big. I mean, some of Plato's builds, like Hogwarts and stuff, obviously is huge. So I could see that one being 100 shulkers. I typically do like one structure at a time, and I haven't done like a massive castle wall or something like that either in a while. Or terrain. Terrain can get crazy. I mean, I guess actually the space base, all that rock was 24 shulkers. So I just designed like little pieces at a time. Honeycomb. Do I have a honey chest? I might not. Wool, bones, arrow. Do I have 2 arrows? Arrows and arrow. Oh, what the how I managed that. Sugarcane, bamboo, moss, flowers, trial, nether, brewing, treasure, redstone, chance. I guess I don't. Maybe I was just putting it in mob general. Whatever. Oh, we got an egg. Is this from our... Is this from our, like, nether highway chicken? Oh! Oh, now we have a base chicken. Oh, quick nether! Haha! Ugh, I don't want to clean this stuff up. I need to build an auto sorter. I'm pretty jealous that Plato finally, like, buckled down and built his, because it would be so nice to have an auto sorter. My builds, like, I've gotten more and more, like, I don't know what the word for it is. I use more advanced block palettes now. So, like, I just have ended up with such a variety of stuff. We'll clean that up for sure someday. Granite. Dirt. Get some... these. They're the same ones, okay. I knew he was gonna immediately go for the door. They always do. Every time you have a mob like in a building and they have a way out, that's like they're going straight for it. I haven't been down here in forever. I kind of forget where these all are. Should have grabbed a potion. Oops. Ominous bottle. One more? No. Someday we'll put hoppers in these so I don't have to break the block every time. Let's see. I don't remember. I guess it must be this hallway since it's the only hallway. Torch. I think there's one through here. I'm bad at Minecraft. Yeah. Okay. These places are confusing. Yeah, I just heard it. Oh, you're right. It does say that. It's weird. I don't know why it would change it. That is what it says. tough in your little box. I can't remember what... I think this is like skeletons. We didn't get any slime ones. Play-Doh has a slime farm, but now that you don't need slime for leads, and I really don't make sticky piston stuff, I don't really need slime anymore. But we're doing like the swamp post-apocalyptic area, and I was like, oh, we could do like a slimy area. It could be fun. I've always liked that like translucent slime look. It's just like a very like toxic pool green. But I've never actually like, used it to build, I don't think. Let's see. Let me out of here! Let me out of here! Hello? Is this one of the ones you have to go up to go down? Probably why there's a hole just dug through the wall. Yeah, that like bright lime green, I just think it's a cool... What the? Where did I take damage from? Might have to break at the mini-map. The other ones I have like actual paths. Oh, there's a skeleton here. I have like actual paths designated. This one, obviously I don't. Is this up here? I think I've got lost before and I dug a hole through the wall. And no, there's the beds. Uh-oh. We're lost. I'm gonna spend the rest of the stream trapped in this one trial. This torch is clearly pointing me out this door. And then I thought you just like climb the ladder and there's a hole in the wall or something. Tap on. Further down? Maybe it's down a level. That's not right, because it's not down. The ominous... Yeah, I've not, like, truly done one that... Whenever I do a trial chamber, I immediately run in and kind of cheese it. Let's see if I can find a spawner. I do this, I block off all the spawners. So I've gone through with an ominous bottle like that and, like, fought them one at a time, but I don't think I've ever, like, just tried to man mode one. Some of those, like, potion splash effects that, like, catch you on fire and stuff can get pretty tricky. Alright, we're lost, boys. The digger... Is that a dungeon? Oh, no, this is just, like, a... Some of the faces in the walls. I don't know if I've ever seen one with mossy stone like that. Mossy cobble. This is clearly not the way. This is not supposed to be this long of a detour. We're gonna end up digging through the wall again. I swear you just climbed to the... Is that the door right there? There's no ladder to that door, though. No, this isn't it. Oh, we're getting close. No, this is the beds again. Come out of here. Get into this torch. You go in here, and then you come around the corner, and there's the torches. That one torch, like, pointing off in a random direction was really messing me up. Yeah, I said I've never truly taken one on, but it gets pretty crazy. And they spawns, like, I think it spawns more waves per spawner, so it gets pretty obnoxious. The chat in the video, the style looks great. I appreciate it. Yeah, I spent a lot of time trying to get this thing curated. I'm just noticing there's like a bar on that window. That's all right. We're still working on the tweaks here. Oh, it's my mini map. That's funny. My like my webcam overlay is like right where the mini map is. So I was like, oh no, what's that weird border? I even moved your mouse, yeah. Yeah, I've gotten a little. It's got a little bit better. It's still. I feel like it's still a little choppy. It might be like part of the OBS frame rate stuff. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Just restocked all the shops, so if you've got any diamonds to spend, feel free to go there. Just getting some breeze rods, even though people kind of gave up on these already. I don't even think I've seen you come to the user library one on the stream yet. This is our boat chicken, don't mind him. Someday we'll implement that Nether highway design. I'll be able to make some of these turns. Yeah, I've got a day-night cycle out the window. Got the tracking down. I was trying to work on rain earlier, and it's fighting me. So I'm doing the whole, like, so obviously, like, I just made the model in Blender and stuff, but then I'm hosting it all in Unity. So I'm using like Unity, essentially like building a game, but the game is just running my webcam and my 3D character. Let's see. Why did I come here? Oh yeah, the trial chamber. I did a 10-minute cycle. I could probably short. I don't know. I wanted it to like be obvious that it was changing, but I think I've got it on 10 minutes. The sun's coming up. I should have matched it to Minecraft, but it would just get out of sync anyway, so. Is this still the best way to get down here? I always get nervous jumping in holes in this server. I'm gonna splat. After I fell into that one beacon hole at Season 1's base. I'm using, have you heard of the ATM mods, Play-Doh? Anyway, they have like a whole suite now. Instead of doing like the vertical, ATM vertical and stuff, it's just like ATM something it's just some stream add-on for OBS. But it lets you do like YouTube vertical, it lets you do YouTube, Twitch, and it's all super seamless now, so. Multi-streaming is so much nicer with this. I mean, I still don't have a TikTok key, that's why I kind of have been dropping TikTok, I think, but. You could actually do it with TikTok as well if you had the key. And if you're already going to do like I'm doing a YouTube Shorts vertical because I figured why not. I don't even know how to open it on my phone to check if it looks right, so who knows. The humble beginnings of my Forevercraft journey. I need to get back to doing more of this work, like nice paths. I've started to scale up my builds a little bit, and I've focused a little bit less on, like, the details, I feel like. But, like, it feels like the more I get into, like, the YouTube grind of I gotta get a build done, the less time I, like, just spend, like, making the world look cool and focusing on little details, because I just need to get the next build, and then the next build. So hopefully now that we're gonna be streaming a little bit more often, I can just focus on little stuff like this. Day 17,360. We're gonna hit 20K in the next month. Are these full of shulkers? They are. I need to bring these to the shop. One of these wasn't full. Oh, someone bought like one. That's probably technically diamonds that should be vaulted. I bet that's from a previous season. Alright, where am I going? This has been cleanup restocks stream. Alright. Even I have a hard time finding the scaffolding entrance. Nope, it is this side. Yep, just a Minecraft chores day. I think Play-Doh bought all these. Did you not give me any diamonds for that? Better be an IOU somewhere. I forgot that there was multiple tiers of this. I guess I had more than I had thought I had. Yeah. Need an AFK here some. I need to get more honeycomb. Be nice to like restock up decently on sugarcane. I just don't spend much time in the space base anymore, so these farms just never run. I think maybe next stream we'll do, I don't know, should we build more often on stream? I might do netherite next stream. Finally upgraded those netherite tools before we do another reset. I've gone like 9 months now on diamond tools, so probably no point now, but... Need to get the manual working. What's up, Ashley? We're doing some Minecraft chores tonight, restocking the shops, collecting all of our stuff. We're doing pretty good. It's a busy summer and a slow season for me on YouTube, but I'm getting back into the swing of things lately. I've got a new build in the swamp area. I'm probably not going to make a video on it because I didn't really record a lot of it. The shulkers. These are all shulkers. We should probably save these tough blocks even though it's like 1. Is this my favorite game? Probably. It's kind of a tough question. I guess I'm not really a favorites person, if I'm honest. It's more like how I'm feeling that day. But probably, if I had to pick one game, this would be the one. Let's see. We have a trial chamber. Keys, put that in there. Diamonds. Copper. How are we doing on copper? Not good. The whole roof of this mega build outside is purely copper. So, yeah, waste not, want not, exactly. You like the stream? Appreciate it. Yeah, so like the whole roof of this thing is a giant copper dome. What is my favorite mod? Probably Voxy. Having this like huge view distance for like no performance impact is pretty awesome. I also like inventive inventory because I can sort my inventories. That's probably my number 2. Keeps all my stuff nice and tidy. Yeah, we need to do the interior design, and this roof is all just pure copper. What's up, Strabs? How you doing tonight? Flip says, what up, chat? Your favorite is a zombie because it's stupid? Okay. I would argue that most of the mods are stupid, but true. How am I doing? Not too bad. It's been a busy summer. I'm building a shed out back, and wow, I mean, I underestimated in a lot of ways how terrible that was going to be. I've got the roof on it. It's not siding. I need to do the siding still. But yeah, it's a whole process. I went 12 by 20, so it's decent size. But man, what a monster that thing's been. Of course, like I took a week off of work to work on it, and it just rained. It was like 110 degrees the whole time. You're a digital artist. You want me to do anything like a profile picture, banner, or anything like that? Nah, I'm all set. Actually, appreciate the offer though. I like to make my own stuff, even if it looks a little scuffed. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's cool to have. It's cool to have the thing when you're done, right? But losing every weekend for the last month has been a bit annoying. All right, what am I doing here? String. That streamer brain and not actually putting stuff in the chests. How's it look on stream in real live action, Slip? Looking at you. Can I point at the camera? It's kind of hard to, because it's not 1-to-1, but yeah. Oh, what's it doing? Bricks. I don't know if I have. I think I just have a clay chest. Yeah. All right, let's do that. Actually, let's grab these shulkers and we'll go stock those as well. It's called I Use Atium. It's a mod. Yeah, it's called Atium. I can't remember the actual. So there used to be Atium like multi-stream and Atium vertical, and there was like, several different ones. But now there's just one that's just like all together, and it does all of it in one add-on. It kind of changes the whole interface of OBS, but like, once you get it set up, it's nice. It is actually pretty close. My window isn't behind me, it's to my right. But I do have 3 monitors, my mic is on a boom, kind of like that. Mouse and keyboard, all that good stuff. But it's not 1-to-1, but it's similar. My walls are flat blue, there's no weird like boxes. But the cheap way to make a scene not look bad is to not have just big flat colored walls, so I just added random boxes to the wall to make it look like decorations. This way. Yeah, I do have, what am I saying here? I do have a way to do this, which is how I kind of run it sometimes if I don't really want to pay attention. So I occasionally have to go over here and like recenter everything, and then I also can put it into like, effectively like a safe mode. So when I have it set up like this, I can't like point or anything, but it all stays very like clean. So like this is the option for like if I don't really want to like maintain it. I need a way for it to like recenter itself every like, maybe I probably could set that up to like recalibrate every once in a while, because it starts to drift and then the arms do kind of like lose tracking occasionally. And like if I hop over and fix it, then it's good to go. But I need to like remember to go over there and do it. Yeah, and it's also nice to like, it's like my mouth still moves and all that good stuff, right? And it can tell that it's like expressive in them, but it's not as, you know, crazy. It's a learning process. Do you have experience with 3D models, Strabs? Because I don't. That brick build must be made by B-dubs. Yeah, I mean this looks like something like, you know, a professional Hermitcraft player would definitely build. Is it stocked full of mud right now? Actually, it is pretty stocked. Prices. It just says prices. Oh, there you go. 1 diamond per stack. Yeah, I've like messed around with Blender before, Strabs, but like, I'd never like, I've made assets for games and like derped around, but like truly making like a model that has an armature and is animated and like the UV unwrapping, I had to like remake the whole model to get everything to work. It was a whole thing. Thanks for the follow, Ryan. How are you doing this evening? Where are these going? These are going in the shulker. Should I just put full shulkers of shulkers in here? Which one is it? These ones? No, because I do diamonds per stack, so we'll just do this. I'll just fill 2 of them, and then the third one I'll put my like restock shulkers in or something. Yeah, I mean, mostly I didn't want to pay money for it, if I'm being honest. I mean, I guess I could have, but I also just like making stuff, so. Obviously, otherwise I wouldn't be, like, streaming and making YouTube videos, right? But, yeah, I figured it out. It probably would have taken me a lot less time to have someone else do it. It took me, like, I think I'm at least 10 hours into the process. And there was definitely moments when I was gonna give up. Because I was like, I just could not get things to work right. And it gets really frustrating really fast. But I feel like I'm feeling pretty good about it now, you know? Yeah, I that's fair. It felt like a long time. I'm not someone that has, I have a full-time job. I have 3 kids. So, I don't have a lot of free time, so 10 hours is a big commitment for me. And like I said, I did have prior experience with, you know, I wasn't going in totally blind and it still took that long, so. But, I'm happy with the result, and there's still stuff that I can work on. Oops, I didn't turn off the... Oh. Let's go back to live tracking. I don't care if it's derpy. I've got other views, too. I can't remember all my keybinds. That's one of them. Just hang out in the room. I actually can move with my keyboard, but I don't have any animation for the legs yet. And then, is it this to get back to my desk? There we go. Oop. Coming soon, more. Oh no! We drove the boat off a thing, now we can't get our chicken back on it. Whoops. Oh nice, he jumped right back up. Get your chicken. No! Don't do it, chicken! Chicken! Chicken, everybody! Anybody else ever seen that old Skyrim short? I think it was like, they didn't do shorts back then. But it was like, he kills the chicken and it's like hand animated anyway. Chicken! Chicken, everybody! We were obsessed with that. Just showed you how old Skyrim is, because I think that was like high school when that was popular. And I have not been in high school for a long time. Get! How did you not go in the boat? Whatever. All right, I think we're fully stocked at the shops. I've got to really decide. I need to make a plan before the next stream. If we want to start working on the mega build, that means it's going to be like probably a couple streams of just grinding copper, which sounds miserable. So I got to find a way to make that fun, or we can just start working on a smaller build. I'm thinking about doing like a challenge in one of my areas. Maybe in the new swamp area is a good place to do it. Boat bird has been demoted to bird. He's a free-range bird, you know? You haven't played Skyrim, Slip? You could probably get 100,000 view YouTube video of I never played Skyrim, here's my first impression of it. You're probably the only person on the planet who could go into Skyrim with no prior experience. Chicken! Maybe that's my next boat chicken. We're just gonna raise him first. Oh yeah, I meant to turn my tracking back on, and then I got distracted. I accidentally changed the scene. I don't know if it would, like, create a long-term audience for your Minecraft YouTube channel, but... I had to come over here. You never played Skyrim? I had to come say something. I couldn't let it slide. I can see my big yawn stretch. You want to see all that I've built? We don't have 2 hours left on this stream. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I can give you the quick tour. Let's see, what time is it? Yeah, I've got 10 minutes. I'm gonna show you everything I can show you in the next 10 minutes. So this is our kind of like permanent home. Are you familiar with Forevercraft, Strabs? I don't know how much you've been around here. I guess probably not much if you want a tour. So this is a Forever server. It was originally Plato's Forever World, and he converted it into a server. So this is like a 5-year-old server, but I've been on it for about 2 years. This is like my main base, so I always come back here like between seasons, so I've kind of always been building here. You've only seen Play-Doh stuff. Okay, so you're aware of the concept at least. So this is my main base. I come back here kind of when I stop wanting to be in our new Start Over seasons. Slip is also a member of Forevercraft. I probably should have said that sooner. Built by Slip is, It's Me Slip? Is that your I can't remember what your actual YouTube handle is, but anyway. Slip Minecraft on YouTube and you'll find him. So this is my, I'm digressing already. This is the main base. This is the harbor house. This is the apartments. This is my rocket factory, which is where I originally sold rockets. This was supposed to be like a little shopping center, but I didn't really do much with it. I just built some like shop fronts. They're just totally like hollow, empty builds. This was originally a Minecraft village here, so I preserved one village house, although I did give it a little bit of a makeover. That's the one villager house that survived. I want to build a giant steamboat here, and we need to put a roof on that. It's kind of like a mega build we're working on. Alright, so this is our go-to between the things, but if you saw in the stream earlier we were at the space base, that is where Season 2 of Forevercraft started, and it's where I first started building. The steamboat would be sick, yeah. It's going to be like, not like Titanic big, but Titanic shape with like big steam stacks, that kind of like old school metal boat. That's the goal, right? I have not even started designing it, so but that's why there's that like really long big dock there, because I want it to be long enough to go out into the bay and like walk onto a big ship that could be parked there. That's the goal, but I haven't started designing that at all, so we're still a ways out from that. So this is Season 2, which is when I first joined Forevercraft. This was my first area. I spent a long time here when I first joined, because I didn't have like a permanent base yet, so we just worked in this area. This was a big mountain I tore down and built this space area. We've got the greenhouse, we've got the warehouse. This is actually where I was gonna build an auto sorter, and this was gonna be like my permanent storage location. You're staying up, so now I am too, apparently. So this was gonna be my like permanent, just yeah, casually taking down mountains. It was a grind. I was working from home and I had a lot of free time a couple years ago, and I just grinded it out. So I was going to build an auto sorter here, and it was going to be like the permanent storage for my area, but I ended up like not wanting to constantly come back here, so we just made it, you know, a cool little warehouse. This is our space shuttle, space themed. The whole idea was this was like a space outpost, and that's why I wanted it to be all stone surrounding it, so it felt like you're on the moon. And this was like an outpost where they like refuel or something and drop off cargo. I think a cool thing about Forevercraft is the builds have a bit more branding identity because they're here to stay rather than just a new world that people forget about. Yeah, and like, it's like a trip down memory lane every time I go somewhere, right? Like I had to come back here earlier and get some gunpowder, and it's like, oh, you get to check out your old builds and they're still there, you know? Oh, he's getting a tour. He's getting a very abridged tour because I need to go to bed soon. So this was my very first house in Forevercraft. When I first started, this was our starting area. We all kind of built around this. So this was my first house. A little mossy hovel. I think Plato's first Season 1 build was also a mossy roof build, but this one's different, I swear. Since Plato doesn't want to show Cobb stuff. Plato's a man with a plan. He's got stuff to do, you know? You can't be flying around the server. So yeah, this was my first house. We had like an armor stand mod, and I did a lot of fun stuff in this area with that. I should probably get back to that. Like I said, I need to like get back to focusing on small details and decorations, but yeah, just a quaint little area. I did a nice little path here. This is my iron farm. There's actually like a full iron farm inside this boulder. It kind of spits out underground there. This was the first enchantment setup I had on Forevercraft. I tried to sell enchantment access, but no one bought stuff, so it didn't work out. No one gave me any iron blocks. This is again that armor stand mod, so I highly recommend it if you want to do like cool floating books and stuff. It's a fun little mod to play with. Rip. Uh-oh. Did I miss something? Oh, because I didn't make any money on my iron farm yet. This is actually Panda's build, not mine, but if you've never seen it, you should, because I actually love... This is one of my favorite little, like, snapshots on the server, honestly. Just the way he did this, like, geometric cliffs, and the builds are obviously beautiful. His trees are great. This little, like, scene right here is just amazing. From here, I went on to do, like, a couple side projects. We can run there real quick. I built a farm area. And I'm not going to go and show you, but I built the Shulker farm and a bunch of other farms. We're not going to see all those because we only have 5 more minutes, but... I also built a significant portion of this Iceboat Highway. I will say I've gotten help more recently, but I built a lot of the Nether Highway. And got the ball off the ground there. We used to all fly around in the Nether roof, and it was such a hassle for me to like remember where portals were. So I really wanted to get down here so I can get on a boat and just drive there. So this was the harbor where we just were. So you go past that just a little bit, and there's the Happy Gas Ranch. I'm starting to forget the names of my place. I think it's Happy Gas Ranch. I planted 22 shulkers of wheat seeds here. I also have been building these horse stables around the server because occasionally I'll go elytra free. I need transportation at all my builds. So this was, I think it was 22 shulkers of seeds to build the Happy Gas Ranch. So that's the Happy Gas farm down there. This is the farmhouse. I need to decorate this area. It's still very flat there, but just some nice rolling wheat fields. A little Happy Gas barn. Should have built this bigger. It's a little bit cramped for the Happy Gas. It is exactly big enough to fit them, though. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, this was a lot of wheat seeds. This took way longer than I thought I was going to. It's a huge area and a lot of hoeing and planting. I hadn't really ever done a big field before, and yeah, probably won't for a long time, because this took... a long time. I mean, the effect is cool, but it's a long time for some wheat. 4 ads. I am not taking a break, nor did I tell Twitch that I was taking a break. Sorry. You missed the tour and the ad break. No. Oh, you did? Same? I think you mostly just missed the, hopefully you just mostly missed the highway travel part of the tour. But this is the Happy Gas Ranch. Here's the wheat fields. You saw the nice field of wheat. There you go, yeah. This is our little, like, farmhouse on the hill. I kind of want to go, like, not steampunk, but, like, copper golem-y in this area. So that's why it's, like, very coppery and orange and green. I want to build, like, a workshop, a little tinker shop. From here, we went... Actually, we will go next to the Shulker farm because there's a build near the Shulker farm. From here, I did another little side project. Actually, let's just look at the swamp now. You probably weren't on the stream earlier when we were in the swamp. The swamp is my most recent area. It isn't a season reset on... For only $99, you totally can. Yeah, what a deal. Plato's just trying to make some side bets here, some side cash. With a 50% tax. So this is the newest area. This isn't a like full reset area, but it is like my newest area on Forevercraft. This is where I've been focusing mostly lately. And I've been just doing this like very rundown, like post-apocalyptic area. And I'm like, I love every build here so far. It turns out this style really lends itself to Minecraft, so I've been very much into this. We've got the kind of like broken down building here. This is like an abandoned fire station. And then the most recent build that we've done on the server actually is over here, which is It's supposed to be like a doomsday survivalist living in the post-apocalyptic world, and he's like living in this treehouse he built on this giant tree that broke in half. So this is like where he hangs out, right up in the tree where it's safe, up above everything. We just built this a couple streams ago. There's no video yet. I think I made a YouTube short, and there probably won't be a video, but this is the most recent area that I've been focusing on. And then outside of this, there's season 3, which is where Slip is mostly. That's an area that I didn't do a lot, but I did do one giant quarry build, and I did a cool little like house up on the hill. And mostly there, I just built like a scene, which is kind of, I guess, how I built most of my areas, but I built like one little plot of land. You hate Slip? What? The Slip in chat is supposed to be like a different alternate personality, is that what we're trying to say? It's a little too late to have the pressure to release a video for each project, not gonna lie. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, like, to craft the video, you're talking about taking twice as long for the project as just building the stupid build. Yeah, it was nice to just build that and just have a thing that I built and not have, like I said, 10 hours of editing attached to the build. You're pressuring it. I think he wants a build. Oh, I forgot that we built this around the, I don't have a bed. You guys built your little harbor here around our portal. Slip, do you ever leave this area? Oh, these trees are nice. Did you build these recently? I feel like I was here not that long ago. There were not this many trees. I like these. There are no beds in these houses? You're baffled by this area of the server? As in, like, how much Slip has transformed it? I stayed here for a while, but Slip is definitely making it his own, that's for sure. This whole area, it's not even loaded in yet. It's a completely different place, yeah. Slip did an insane amount of terraforming through this whole area. It is definitely Slip's area now. I have a build here, but it's Slip's area. Let me load it all in so you can get the full... Oh, and Panda has, to be fair, Panda has done a lot too, but... Yeah, Slip leveled this whole area out. He's been building this like little tropical paradise down here. I didn't see the vision when you were originally digging this out, but now that you've got like this little pond and that builds around it, I love this little spot here. This looks nice. Big fan of that stuff. My bitrate up a little bit. Are you on... You're on Twitch. I think I have it on 6,000. What's the max on Twitch? I thought 6,000 was the max. Can you do 8,000? I will bump it up. I just thought that was the max for some reason. This is my build. I guess I should have explained that as I was flying in. This is a little house on the hill. This was like a season reset, so this is the very first thing I built with, like, you know, stone tools. That's why it's just like spruce, deep slate, very simple materials, but I think it's a nice build. You might be right, because I mean, I've been whipping around a lot, but I do think that if I've always thought 6,000 is kind of low, especially for like 60 FPS. This is the quarry I was talking about. So this was a massive dig, as you might expect. And then I also went through and textured all of these walls to like make it look... It would have looked really awkward with like dirt and all the different layers, so we retextured it. This goes super deep. This is all actually deep slate layer. I've just like retextured it. And I was originally going to do a build in this cave because it's one of like the biggest underground caves I've ever seen, but I never like got motivated to do that. I like that Slip is talking in the third person, even though his name is still Slip on Twitch. Yeah, it's a cool area. Built some paths, little farmhouse, little thing, and then that's pretty much everything. I've got a couple more small builds dotted around the world that are like not linked to anything, but that's all of the big areas. Which, you know, I think, I don't know, I feel like I have the worst track of time. Is this, will January be 2 years? It must be, because I've done season 2 and then season 3. I think each one was about a year. I think it'll be 2 years in January. Maybe it's 3. How long ago was that season of Lotus? It's getting harder and harder to do world tours. Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, let me just do a quick world. He said he wanted to do a world tour, and I was like, oh god, it's already 9. I was like, even to fly through these and barely look at the builds, it takes like an hour to go around the world. Is that a shulker farm? That's the desert. That's not the portal. Not that one. That's where I get all my sand. There's no build there. Yeah, I mean, that's the goal, right? Is that we all live in a persistent world. So you do occasionally see, like, I fly through Slip's area, or Plato flies through my area, or... But you're also, you get their own perspective, too, on their, like, own focuses. This is the Great Wolf Keep, and then the shulker farm's over here, not loading in. Might as well load it in so you can see it. This shulker farm is amazing, and the rates are crazy, and everything is good about it, but you can build the exact same shulker farm in the Nether, and you don't have to go through all of the pain of transferring shulkers into the... oh, I drove right by it. Oops. You don't have to go through all the pain of transferring shulkers to the overworld, because whoa, what a nightmare that was. If only y'all saw Snoozebee's world. Is that also crazy? Yeah, he was telling me about 102 shulkers for his last build or something like that. Yeah, this is a good shulker farm, but it is a nightmare to build. I can't remember. I think it was like Simple Shulker Farm something was the YouTube video, but I can't remember who it was by. It's just a straight up tutorial, so it's not my design. Alright. This is the end of the tour. Great Wolf Keep, the final build. I did a little custom tree and a little ruined castle. Another area that I might expand someday if I ever want to like continue building medieval. This build was just like a random one-off. I really wanted to build medieval castle thing, so we built this. This is the Great Wolf Keep. Doesn't really look like it looks better with shaders. Unfortunately, this is a heavy shader time for me. I mean, it is textured, but it's not. It could be better. And it was also like kind of meant to be viewed from this hillside. But yeah, little custom tree, little ruined castle build. And that's it. That's most of the stuff, the bigger stuff, that I've built in the Forevercraft world. And now, I need to go to bed. I have to be up in 7 hours. That's great. Appreciate it, Snoopy. I appreciate the recognition. Let me see real quick if I can figure this out. I need to do a hotkey, I think, so that I can change these scenes quicker. But yeah, Forevercraft. You should check it out. I've got some YouTube videos you could watch. It's Cobb Plays on YouTube. That's a good place to start if you want. I would say go there and watch a world tour video, but we literally filmed for 3 hours and we didn't finish the world tour. Alright. That's it for this one. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Bye! Subscribe. That's right. On YouTube, where it's free. You can subscribe on Twitch too, but... See you guys. Have a good one. Bye!